this is the first time I'm hearing of this, but I don't know Quebec, I don't know Canada, and but I'm very pleased to be wearing those colors. And then he showed me the flag. And with the dancers, to look at. To look at. Okay, to look at.
In winter, then it's minus 30. Mr. Kamal Morarka.
Yes, Minister.
You're blocking the view from the young lady now.
2 minutes. They take almost 2 minutes.
Excellent, Mr. Vora and team.
So, Mr. Shetty, thank you so much for being here. You've been very gracious to us, and since we arrived here, we met at noon. We had a very interesting chat, and you're here again tonight, and it shows how the investment, the time, the willingness that the Quebec government has invested in Mumbai, in India in the last few years, coming back every year, either with the Prime Minister or a minister, and this time a couple of ministers. Now we're trying to vary, like 1 year is only the Prime Minister, another year only one minister, this year 2 ministers. So what will it be next year? That's the big question. And one of the things we like in Quebec is keep people guessing. As you may know, there's a small thing called the Oscars, a small gathering every year in LA. I know too few Bollywood movies are shortlisted. I know that that's a problem that you have, but we may help in this way because for the 3rd year in a row, there's a Quebec movie shortlisted for Best Foreign Film. So when you're at the Oscars, once in a while, people say, oh, once in a while, Quebec does an excellent movie. But once you're there 3 years in a row, then people start asking, what will be Quebec's excellent movie next year? And when you get to this point, you've created a reputation, you've created an expectation. And that's what we want to do with Montreal and Quebec as a whole. What will they have created next year? Bombardier and Cirque du Soleil and Moment Factory and all these other companies that are creative in life sciences or otherwise, and we're trying to create not only a brand. A brand is something that may be true, but that may be exaggerated sometimes. And we've seen brands that were exaggerated. We're trying to create an image de marque, an image based on reality that will have people asking the question, what will the creators in Montreal and Quebec come up with next? And how can we get into it? How can we participate in the laboratory of the 21st century that is Quebec? So,
Ms. Elaine Zakaib, Mr. Kamal Morarka, Mr. Vijay Kalantri, all the distinguished guests from Quebec, members of the Consulate Corps, ladies and gentlemen. It was a real pleasure to listen to the Honorable Minister. And I have to frankly tell you that as Minister of Protocol, I keep on meeting ministers from various countries, both from the East and the West. But today I've come across a minister who spoke from his heart about his country. Then the presentation was so excellent. I think some of you might already have been convinced that you all should pay a visit to Quebec. Maybe because he is in politics by default. As he said, he was a journalist, and this afternoon when we met, we were discussing one of the books which he has written, and I have to really congratulate him for presenting Quebec so beautifully before this August audience in Mumbai. India and Canada has tripled their trade in the last few years. The trade between Quebec and India has also gone up drastically. And I think 20% of the Indo-Canadian trade is, of the total trade with Canada, 20% is with Quebec. This shows how strong our bilateral relations with Quebec is. And we in Maharashtra, we are very proud that we signed a bilateral agreement with the state of Quebec a couple of years back. 3 years back, we had the premier of Quebec in Mumbai. Last year, we took the decision of inviting a minister from the Quebec government as a special guest for the Republic Day celebrations. And this year, we had 2 ministers coming from Quebec for the Republic Day celebrations. And this just shows that the relationship between Quebec and the state of Maharashtra is growing. We in Maharashtra are looking for bilateral trade with Quebec in the field of health sector, in the field of education, in the field of infrastructure. We have so many new projects coming up in Maharashtra. We just recently declared the new Industrial Policy, which is going to give a tremendous boost to industries in the state of Maharashtra. And we plan to give lot of incentives for mega projects which will come up in the state of Maharashtra. The recent decision of the government of Maharashtra in the retail sector, foreign investment in the retail sector, we expect a lot of boost in the retail sector also in the state of Maharashtra. As far as Quebec is concerned, the Honorable Minister just told you, they are very, very strong in research. I was there 2 years back and I had the privilege of visiting the university there, the hospitals there, the research centers there, the technical education institutes there, and the amount of money which is pumped in for research is huge. And the things which have come out of this investment over the years, some of them are really extraordinary and which can be useful not only to India, but I think all developing countries. Indian industrialists, Indian investors have a wide scope for investment in Quebec. And as the minister rightly said, the people are very friendly, the government is very friendly. We expect more Indians, more Maharashtrians to visit Quebec, and we expect the same thing, Honorable Minister, from your side too. We expect more delegations to come in from Quebec to Mumbai and other parts of Maharashtra, because Maharashtra is opening up. We have a good political leadership today in the state of Maharashtra. We want to give a boost to industries, to the health sector, to the education sector, and the tourism sector. And there's tremendous scope between the two states to cooperate and come up. I once again extend a very warm welcome to all the delegates who have accompanied the Honorable Minister. I hope you will have a real pleasant stay in the city of Mumbai. And as far as the Minister's views on entertainment is concerned, Mumbai doesn't lack much behind, provided your Honorary Consul General permits you to go around alone.
I'm not quite sure what to do with it.
It's a good first time.
Thank you.
Here, Mr. President, is not an ordinary pen. It's a pen made with the wood of the panache of the caribou or elk. So be very kind to it.
So smiling, I will remember a lot for your friendship, and so you are welcome from your come from my heart to take you shukriya. So Mr. Morarka, Mr. Kalantri, Honorable Minister Suresh Shetty, Minister Francois Lisee, and Minister Elaine Zakaib, members of Consular Corps, distinguished guests. It's a big honor and a great pleasure, of course, to propose a vote of thanks on the occasion of the first visit to Mumbai by two ministers of the government newly elected 4 months ago. It proves that the close ties forged over the last 5 years between Quebec and Maharashtra are still going and deepening in all sectors. Thank you, Mrs. Elaine Zakaib, Minister of State for Finance and Industrial Policy, and thank you, Mr. Francois Lisee, Minister of International Relations, Francophonie and External Trade, for having chosen Mumbai as your first official trip to Asia. I would also, by Bombardier, will provide you some good contacts to begin a fruitful relationship with the Mumbai business community. This is why we must deeply thank the World Trade Center Organization and All India. Talk about and explain Quebec to your colleagues, ministers, and you attend the Quebec National Day since we organized it, the first one, 2 years ago, which is a privilege. Thanks you so much for your consideration and unfaltering support. Finally, I would like to thank producer Raoul Vora to have showed us as a premiere a part of the musical comedy coming soon to Montreal. We wish you, Raoul, a big success. You, your singers, dancers, so we try to thank you for the fitness exercise with your performance. That is a symbol of what Quebec does in international relations. We interact not only on commerce and trade issues, but as Minister said, creation and recreation between two partners, but also to connect two societies, their values through educational and cultural exchanges. We believe in Prime Minister Manmohan Singh's words, and I quote, "There is no economy without education, and there is no education without culture." I thank you for your kind attention. Jai Hind, Jai Quebec. Thank you.
Thank you.